What is a smart pointer? Can anyone tell me? What is a smart pointer? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between your far and huge pointer? What are the difference between far and huge pointer? So, the pointer is the most important chapter in C. You, as a non-CSID student in technical PI or interview, they will definitely ask question from pointers. The fundamental means your fundamental or concept must be clear in pointer. Now, if you are going to write the data structure programs also, you need pointer concepts. Okay. So you may write program in Java without pointer also, in Python also. But remember, in technical interview, they will definitely ask this type of question in the interview. You may not have learned this in academic, okay, but in industry, this type of pointer is required. Okay, they need this type of pointer. When you need to write a hardware level programming, we need this far and huge pointer. Suppose I want to interact with my keyboard or monitor by writing programs. I need these type of pointers. Okay. When you are going to write a device drivers in industry, if you want to develop a device driver, then you need these type of pointers. Okay. So in the interview, in placement, they check the fresher have this concept is clear or not. Okay. Concept is clear or not. Because you have already learned this pointer in first year. Okay, so they want to check, because as a non-CSID student, they may not ask you to write big programs in interview like computer science student. So they will check your fundamental in C, C++. Okay, if you mention Python in your resume, okay, they may ask or may not. But with Python question, they'll definitely ask question from pointers. Okay, because the person who will take your interview, they may not know Python. Okay, but they know that you are fresher and you should know these concepts as a fresher. And they know that this C is there in your course. You mention it in your resume or not, they will definitely ask in placement, especially from pointer concept. They may ask, what is wild pointer? What is dangling pointer? What is generic pointer? What is smart pointer? So this type of fundamental question they will definitely ask. Okay. So today we are going to learn that pointer from basic. You have to understand the basic of that pointer. Okay. Okay. What is pointer? What is the different type of pointer? What is near pointer, far pointer, and huge pointer? What are the difference between these these 3 pointers? What is constant pointer? What is pointer to constant? What is array pointers? What is pointer to array? What is okay? So we are going to learn all these type of concepts today. Okay. Then we'll learn how to write program using this pointer. Means how to create a dynamic array using pointer, how to create a matrix using pointer. Okay. So learn these concepts also after this fundamental of this pointer. Okay. Let me share my screen. I'll teach you the basics. What is symbol table? Okay. What is segment violation? The important things the interviewers are asking in the placement. Okay. We'll discuss those things today. So today class is very, very important in placement point of view. You will find these topics in technical interview, definitely. Okay. Let me share my screen here. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming that you don't know anything about pointer. Okay. I'm starting from basic zero. I'm assuming that you are first year student and you don't know anything about the pointer.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm starting from that point. But I'm waiting for more students because this today class is very, very important. But till now only half students are there. Out of 5+ students, we have 240 around students are there. But today class is very, very important. If someone have not joined, ask your friend to join because today class is very, very important. Okay. But also I was busy with some other work, so I have take this class today. Okay. So I'll start with basic fundamental. What is pointer? Okay. But before that, let me discuss the memory structure of a C program. Okay. Memory, then we'll go for the pointer. We'll learn, then you can understand what is pointer actually. You know, when a C program begins execution, a certain memory area is assigned to it. Means my program cannot access the entire RAM. Suppose you have a 8 GB of RAM is there. My program cannot access this 8 GB of RAM. Certain memory area is assigned to a program. That depends upon the operating system we are using. Okay. This memory area which is assigned to a program of this 8 GB of RAM, because my program cannot access the entire RAM. It can access only certain portion. Okay. This memory area is divided into two parts. One is upper memory area. Okay. Another is lower memory area. We are going towards pointer. Okay. As an electronic student, you should also know these things. Upper memory area and lower memory area. The upper memory area is used to store the drivers. You know, in programming or coding, we need drivers. Why we need drivers? As an electronic student, can anyone tell me? Why we need drivers?
So to interface certain devices.
Yes, to interface with certain devices.
Yes, sir.
Okay, other system or devices we can say.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
The driver, I think, is also is interfacing between hardware and software.
So we can say, suppose my C program want to interact with my monitor to display some graphics. I need a graphics driver. Understood? Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is an interface, we can say. It is a, or in general, we can say this is also a program. Okay, which is used as an interface between your other system or other devices and your program. Okay. So this some part will be reserved for that. That is called upper memory area. Then the lower memory area is divided into number of segments. Can anyone tell me what is segment? Any idea you have? What is segment actually? We'll discuss different type of segment here.
Memory is divided into chunks of region.
Segment generally, as a non-CSI student, I can say that for you, segment is a block of memory, you can say. Okay, simple. In simple word, I can say it is a block of memory. Block of memory or set of bytes, we can say. In simple term. Okay. So it is divided into number of segments. You know what are the different segments we have? Or areas, we can say. Okay. We have a text area or code segment. Segment means a block of memory. Code area.
Yes.
Code segment or code area, we can say.
Sir, we have also segment for data information.
Not only data, only instruction also can be stored.
Yes, sir.
Not only data, instruction can be also stored. So this code area is used to store the address instructions. Okay. We have a data area is there. Okay. Data area or data segment, we can say. Okay. Data area. Okay. We have a code area or text area, we can say code segment or text segment. Another is data segment. Another segment is there, which is divided into two parts. That is called stack segment, which has a static memory area and a dynamic memory area. That is called heap. that is used for dynamic memory allocation. Use malloc and calloc that use the heap area. Okay, for dynamic memory allocation. But they are part of one segment. And there is a stack area is there. Okay. Stack area. Okay. What is the stack area content? The local variables. Okay. Parameters to a function, local variables. You know what is local variable? The variable which is declared inside a block, we can say. Okay. Inside it can be accessed inside the block. Inside a function, you can say. Okay. Heap area is used for dynamic memory allocation. Can anyone tell me what is this data area then?
Data is to information related.
What information? Then what is the difference between then what is the difference between stack area and data area?
Actually, stack is to store the information, means that permanently.
Here in stack area also store the data. In heap area also store the data. There will be the need of data area.
Actually,
So we store strings in the data area.
The global and static variables are stored there.
Let me
actually stack is a way
Suppose I
to store
declare-
the data.
Okay,
Means
okay.
that last in the first out, sir.
Okay. Suppose I declared int x is equal to 10 and static int x is y is equal to suppose 10. Okay. Is this two variable x and y stored in same memory area?
No, sir.
No. Okay. This will be stored in the stack area and this will be stored in data area. Any extern, okay, or global variable you can say. Extern, if I write extern int y or static int y, those will be stored in this data area. Okay. और इसको अगर और ज्यादा आप इसको डेप्थ में जाओगे that it is divided into two part, initialized data area, uninitialized data area. Okay, we are not going to in depth about it because we are going to learn about the pointer. Okay. So static external variable is stored in this data area and this x will be stored in this stack area. Okay. Now, when x will be created here, how many bytes will be reserved for x?
4.
4 bytes. Okay. Suppose this is my stack area. Okay. And 4 byte is reserved here. Suppose this is stack area means segment, you can say this is a segment, a block of memory. In this 4 byte, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. In this 4 area, what will be stored? X will be stored or 10 will be stored? Tell me. 10 will be converted into binary and stored in this area from here to here. Okay. In this 4 byte, 10 will be converted into binary and stored in this area. How many bits it is? 8 into 4, 32 bit. Okay. 32 bit. Mean each location will have 1 byte or 8 bit. Okay. Each location is 1 byte or 8 bit here. So you have 4 location. Okay. So here 10 will be stored in binary form. But here there is no nameplate is there where the x will be written. Then when I print x, suppose I print a percentage x, then 10 will be printed. How the system know that x value is 10? Because in the memory or in the segment, when the value will be stored 10, there is no nameplate where this x will be mentioned. This value is for x. Nowhere it will be mentioned. So what will be there in this memory? The value 10 and each location will have an unique identification number that is called address. Okay. 2 things will be there in the memory. Remember it. What are the 2 things will be there? Means x is a variable which is associated with 2 things here. One is the value of the variable. Another is the address of the variable. But nowhere X will be mentioned in the memory. In the memory, two things will be there. One is the value, that is 10. And another is the address. The programmer is not giving the address. System will give that address. What is that address? An unique identification number of that location. Okay?
Does this address change or is it pre-configured?
No, it may be changed. Okay, because we have two type of addresses there, logical address and physical address. We are not going to learn about operating system here. We have logical addresses there, physical address. Physical address is fixed, but logical address may be changed. Okay. Physical address and logical address, two type addresses there. Okay, understood it. Okay, we are not discussing that address. We are not considering one. Address means one here. Okay, one address.
Sir,
Okay.
address means an unique identification of what?
No, address means one unique identification number assigned to this location. Okay. Address is the unique identification number assigned to this location. Okay. Suppose this location address is 101. I'm assuming it is not actually a number. You can say it is a hexadecimal number. Okay. It is one. Suppose I'm assuming this location is 101. This is 102. Okay. Because 4 byte will be reserved. This is 103 and this is 104. But what is the base address, starting address here? 101.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So when I say address of X, that is 101, not 102 or 103 or 104. What is the value of X? That is 10. Okay. That means each variable is associated with two things. One is the value and another address. Now, if I print X here in the program, what will be printed? The 10 will be printed. Now, if I print %X, then the address will be printed. Okay. It may be anything. Just an example I have given 101. It is not 101 actually. Just an example I have given. An address will be printed. Okay. Now, what is this ampersand here? This is called address of operator. Okay. Ampersand is known as address of operator. ADDRES, address of OFF. Okay. Ampersand is known as address of operator. Means ampersand X means it will give the address of X. But nowhere in the memory X is mentioned. There is no nameplate is there. I've just explained it. There is no nameplate. Then how when I write X, 10 is printed, and when I write %X, address is printed? Where is this X is stored actually? You know, the compiler maintain a symbol table. Okay, a symbol table. If you search for the or do googling in this symbol table, you'll find so many things here. Each when a program runs, there is a symbol table maintained by the compiler, which contain the information about the identifier. You know, variable is also an identifier, function is also an identifier, object is also an identifier. So there will be an entry for each identifier. Suppose X, then it's information. Then Y, it's information. What is the information is stored in the symbol table? The type of the variable. It is a function or int. Okay, the scope of the variable, where it can be accessed, and the memory reference, where it is stored actually. Okay. So now when I want to find the value of X or %X, it first go to the symbol table. And from symbol table, we find this address and access the values. So in memory, X is not there, remember. Memory, the value is there and address is there, remember. In memory, the value is there and address is there. And there is a mapping is there or binding is there, you can say, in symbol table. That mapping is there where the X is actually, the mapping is there and we access the values. Okay. So in memory, we have two things, value and address. In memory, variable name is not there. Variable name is there in the symbol table. Variable name is the identifier, you know that. Okay. This information about the identifiers are there in the symbol table.
Means that compiler will store these variables
It
in the
maintain
symbol
these things.
table, right?
We don't have to bother about it as a programmer. Compiler will maintain all these things, we can say. Okay? They'll maintain all these things. We don't have to bother about it.
So
Okay.
is the address the index of the variable ultimately?
No, you cannot say index here. Okay. We cannot say index here. It may be created anywhere in the location. That is not fixed. Okay. It may be created anywhere. It is not indexed like array index, we can say. Okay. We learned, there is a offset address, segment address. We'll discuss this thing later. Don't worry. Segment address is there. Offset values are there. Okay. What is segment? What is offset? I will discuss after this. Don't worry. Now, if I write here, P is equal to ampersand X. Okay. Also, I write Q is equal to only X. What does it mean here? When I write P is equal to ampersand X, then P contains the address of X. That is 101 here. And when I write Q is equal to X, then it contains 10, the value of X. Okay. Now, when Q contains the value of X, I have to declare the Q like this, int Q. Because it is of same type, X is int. We have declared is X is int. So I have to declare int Q. But when I store the address here, address is not of integer type, remember. I've just written example 101, but it's not integer type. Okay. Then what should be the P should be declared as? int star, not int. Okay. It should be declared as int star P. Now, if I declare int star P, now P is a pointer here. Okay. P is a pointer to store the address of a memory location. So now you can say what is pointer? If in the interview they ask, what is a pointer? Can you tell me now what is a pointer?
Stores the address of a memory location.
Okay. So sometimes we say that pointer is a variable to store the address of another variable. But actually that is not correct. Pointer is a variable which can store the address of a memory location. That can be address of variable, that can be address of function, that can be address of array, that can be address of structure. Okay, means we can have a pointer to structure, we can have a pointer to array, we can have a pointer to function also. Okay. So then what is pointer then? So it is a variable like X. Okay, we can say that. So pointer is a variable we store the address of a memory location. Okay, that location may be the location of a variable, the location of a function, the location of an array, the location of a structure, can be anything. The location of an object, if it is C++. Okay, so then what is the definition of pointer? In the interview they ask, don't say that pointer is a variable to store the address of another variable. It's partly correct. Okay, partly correct. Because pointer is a variable to store the address of a memory location. And that location can be address of your variable, address of a function, address of array, address of structure. It not only contains the address of variables, it contains the address of a memory location. Okay, simple. So now we understand the definition of pointer. What is pointer? Pointer is a variable we store the address of a memory location. Now, if pointer is a variable, that will also created in one of this location. Suppose it's created here in this location in segment. How much byte will be reserved for that variable? Because that is also a variable. So how much memory will be allocated for that P? P is also declared here. So how much memory will be reserved for this P? X ke liye to 4 byte hai because X is integer. But now for pointer, how many bytes will be reserved?
8.
That depends upon the system you are using. Yes, it's not fixed. Okay. It can be 2 byte. It can be 4 byte. It can be 8 byte like integer. Integer is also not 4 byte. It is not fixed also. In some system, it can be 2 byte also integer. Okay. Similarly, pointer is also not 2 byte, 4 byte, 8 byte. But the system we are using nowadays, the system I am using here, that is 864 bit. So it is 8 byte pointer. In my system, the pointer size is 8 byte. Okay. It can be 4 byte also. In Ubuntu, we can have 4 byte and 8 byte also, depending upon the version also, operating system. Okay. So pointer can be 2 byte, 4 byte, or 8 byte, depending upon the operating system you are using. Okay. So in my system, the latest that you are using, that is your 8 byte. So pointer size is 8 byte. Okay. Now if I declare, I'm making your concept clear. Suppose I declare character star p. If I declare int star p, that means it can store the address of an integer. But if I declare character star p, it can store the address of a character. Now how much byte will be reserved for p? It is same 8 byte or 1 byte?
It's 8 bytes.
Same 8 byte, remember. Okay. Same 8 byte will be reserved. Okay. It may be pointed to character, may be pointed to double, may be pointed to float, may be pointed to function, may be pointed to array, may be pointed to structure. If in my system, if it is 8 byte, it will be 8 byte for all data types. It may be a character pointed to a character, you can say. Character star p means it can store the address of a character. But for that character, 1 byte will be reserved. But p, 8 byte will be reserved. Okay. 8 byte will be reserved for that p. 8 byte will be reserved. Okay. So it may be int star, character star, or float star, or double star. It will always consume 8 bytes of memory space. Okay. So when I declare int star p, it will store the address of integer. When I declare character star p, it will store the address of a character.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So this variable pointer p is stored in the that vector table, right, of the compiler.
Yes.
Right?
Here also it is also stored in symbol table also, because that is also a variable. Okay. I'll discuss what is the advantage of using this pointer. We'll discuss that one also. Till now we are there in what is pointer we are discussing. Okay. We are discussing what is pointer. Now what is pointer? Pointer is a variable which store the address of a memory location. Okay. Now let me clear all these things. Suppose I declared int x is equal to 10. Okay. Then I declared int star p is equal to ampersand x. Now here we can say that p is a pointer to x. P is a pointer to x. That means x will be created in one memory location. Suppose address is 2001. Suppose base address 2001 and value is 10. Okay, 4 byte will be reserved, suppose. Now p will be created in another memory location. You can say how many byte will be reserved? 8 bytes. Okay, 8 byte will be reserved. And what will be stored in this 8 byte? This is p. This is x. What will be stored in this 8 byte? 2001. Then you can say that p is a pointer to x. Okay, p is a pointer to x here. Okay, mean p contain the address of x. We have mentioned it. Okay, p contain the address of x. P is a pointer to x. This is 4 byte, we can say, depending upon the data type. This is 4 byte. Okay, in my system, this is 8 byte. And what will be stored here? The address of x. 2001 will be stored. So, an example I have taken. It is not always 2001. It is not 2001 actually. The example I have taken here. Okay. Now, if I declared only int star p, what will happen? If I will not assign any address here, what will happen if I declare only int star p semicolon?
kind of P will point all the variables.
It
Just
can
sort of
store the garbage value. Okay. It can store the garbage value. If I not initialize the pointer, that garbage value may be the address of any other location also. That garbage value may be an address also. Okay. But it store the garbage value. Now, if I store the garbage value, okay. Now, this type of pointer, which is not initialized, is known as wild pointer. Okay. WILD. Why it is known as wild pointer? Can anyone tell me? It store garbage value. But why it is known as wild pointer? Why it is known as a wild pointer?
So wildly pointing to anywhere.
Why wild? Wild means what? Dangerous. Wild means actually what? Dangerous. It is a dangerous if it will point any location.
So we can
So it
denote any
can
location
point to any.
later on.
Yes?
So
We
it can
denote any.
One at a time. One at a time, please.
So it can point to somewhere we don't have access to.
Yes. That will be a segment violation error will be there. Okay? Mentioned. Okay.
So laterally, can we point anything with that pointer? I mean, we can denote any address.
It can store any value. That may be an address to which the permission may not be there. Because I have already discussed that the program can access only the memory area that is assigned to it. That stack area, heap area, code area, and data area. It cannot access to any other location. Okay. For that, we need different type of pointer. We learn half pointer and heap pointer. We have 8 GB of RAM in our system. That does not mean that pointer can point to any location. So operating system will restrict the program to access the entire 8 GB of RAM. Because some part will be reserved for operating system, some part will be reserved for other programs. So we cannot access those areas of operating systems. But if I इसको ऐसे खुला छोड़ देंगे तो क्या करेगा वो? Dangerous बन जाएगा वो. खुला छोड़ देंगे इसे तो. So that can point to any location which is not permissible, and the program may encounter an error called segment violation error. Okay. When the segment violation error occurs, when the program try to access a memory area which is not permissible. And okay, we discussed segment is a block of memory. Okay. So these type of uninitialized pointers are known as wild pointers. Okay. Then how the pointer will be initialized? Suppose I don't want the pointer should point to any location. Then how I will initialize the pointer? I don't want it should point to any location. Then how I will initialize it? How the pointer will be initialized? Suppose I declared int star p is equal to.
It's equal to only 10. 10. Not
10.
Ampersand will not be there.
Not 10. I can.
Ampersand will not be there, sir.
No. It will be null. N-U-L-L, null. The pointer will be initialized like this. int star p is equal to null. What is this null? Can anyone tell me what is the null here?
So undefined.
No address value. Undefined, sir.
Undefined. Yes, null is defined. stdio.h.
So it's
Zero
tested
value.
to avoid star.
Zero value.
Its value is 0. Correct. Its value is 0. But in stdio.h, it is defined like this. Has defined null 0. Okay? Null 0. It is there in stdio.h. It is defined like this. Has defined null 0. Then what is null? It is a macro. Remember the name. It is a macro, predefined macro. Null is a predefined macro whose value is 0. Okay. How the macro is defined? Using has defined? Is a constant, you can say null. You can use it as a constant, value is 0. Okay. So suppose in the interview they ask, what is the use of null in C? So you can say that null is used to represent null pointer in the source code. Remember this line. Null macro is used to represent null pointer in the source code, means in program, then definitely you ask what is a null pointer. So you have to say that it is a pointer which is initialized with null, that does not point to any location. अगर मैं इसको null नहीं लिखूंगा, it can point to any garbage, any location and may create problems if I not initialized. So the pointer may be initialized like this: int star p is equal to null. That means no garbage value is there. It is not pointing to any location. So it is a null pointer. Remember, this int star p is equal to null is a null pointer. What is null pointer? The pointer which does not point to any location. The pointer which does not point to any location. Okay? Till now we have discussed three things. What is pointer? What is wild pointer? And what is null pointer? If the pointer will not be initialized, it will be wild pointer. If the pointer, you need to initialize the pointer, we have to write like this: int star p is equal to null. Okay? Next type of pointer we are discussing. Suppose I write void star p. Then what is the difference between int star p and void star p? What is the difference? If I declare void star p and int star p, what will be here?
So void star p can point to any pointer, right?
Sir, void star p can point to any type of data type.
Means
Okay.
that void star p can point to any vacant space, vacant memory space.
Second memory space. Anything else? Remember, int star p means I can store the address of integer only. But void star p means it is known as a generic pointer. This is a specific pointer. Remember, this is specific pointer. Okay, specific pointer. But this is generic pointer. Remember, what is the difference between specific pointer and generic pointer?
In generic pointer, you can use this for any data type.
In specific pointer, we can assign the address of integer only. But in generic pointer, you can note down the definition, because how much you know that does not matter for the interviewer. How we are expressing in the interview that matter. अब 3 साल क्या कर रहे हो, कितना घूमे, that doesn't matter for the interviewer. But you know, you have to express it properly in the interview. If you could not express, you will not be selected. You may know so many things, but if you fail to express it in the interview, then you will not be selected. So, knowing something and expressing in the interview is different. Suppose someone asks what is a generic pointer, if you know generic pointer about star p, but if you could not express it properly in the interview, वो satisfy नहीं होगा, you will not be selected. Now, if I ask what is generic pointer, you may note down. It is a pointer which can be assigned with address of any type. Okay? You may note down. It is a pointer which can be assigned with address of any type. Then they will ask, can you give an example how the memory will be allocated for generic pointer? So you can give the example of malloc and calloc. Okay? I can write like this. You know malloc? The prototype of malloc? It is like this. Void star malloc, then int size of number of element. Int number of element actually. Number of element. How many elements you have to malloc? Now, you know, this malloc is a function which return void star, a generic pointer. You know why? Why return generic pointer? Because malloc can allocate memory space for integer, for character, for float, for objects, for structure, for any type. It can allocate memory space for any type. Suppose instead of void star, suppose malloc will be declared as int star. What is the problem if I declare int star? Suppose malloc star int star declare हुआ होगा पहले से, तो क्या problem होगा? Malloc can allocate only memories only for integers. If I declare float star, then malloc can allocate memory space for only floating type. But if I declare void star,
Any
that
data
means
type.
Yes, malloc can allocate memory space for any type and can return the generic address or generic pointer, we can say. Okay. Now, when I write void star malloc, that means it is generic. It is not specific. Malloc is not allocating memory space for only integers or character or float or double or any data type. It can allocate memory space for your objects, for your structure, for your any data type, you can say any data type. Okay. So this void star is known as your generic pointer. Okay. Int star character, there is a specific pointer. And void star is known as your generic pointer. So now till now we have learned, we have your what is pointer, what is wild pointer, what is null pointer, what is generic pointer. Now next type we are discussing, that is your dangling pointer. Okay, dangling pointer, DANGLING, dangling pointer. Can anyone tell me what is dangling pointer? We are discussing dependent pointer. We'll learn constant pointer, pointer to constant, so many things we will learn today. After this, we will discuss smart pointer also. Smart pointer.
Sir,
What
an
is dangling pointer?
uninitialized pointer, I guess.
Uninitialized pointers are known as wild pointers. Okay.
So pointers left after the object has been deleted.
Okay, let me give an example here. Okay. Suppose this is a memory which is pointing by two pointer. Okay. Two pointers are pointing to this memory. This is a memory location, P and Q. Okay. Suppose I write like this. How the memory will be allocated, I'm writing here. INT star P, suppose I declare, is equal to, I write INT star malloc. Why I'm writing this INT star before malloc? I'm converting that word star into INT star. If P will be character star, I have to write character star here. If P will be float star, I have to write float star. Means from generic, I'm converting into specific. Otherwise, the type compatibility will be, problem will be there. Okay. So from generic, I'm converting into specific here. Malloc. Okay. Suppose n into n is the number of element into size of INT. Okay. We'll learn that malloc details later. Size of INT. Now suppose I write INT star Q is equal to P. What does this mean? Now both P and Q. So this is the memory allocated. P is pointing to this one and Q also pointing to the same location. Now that means both P and Q are pointing to same memory area. Now suppose I write free P like malloc. You know there is a function is there called free for deallocate the memory space. If I write free P, that means this memory will be deallocated. Okay, which is dynamically allocated. But Q is still pointing to a location which is freed by P. Then Q is known as your dangling pointer. Okay. That means it is pointing to an invalid memory location which actually does not exist or which is freed by another pointer. Okay. So what is dangling pointer? We can then note down. It is a pointer which points to an invalid location that is freed by another pointer. Okay. It is an invalid location which does not exist, we can say. Okay. It is a pointer which points to an memory location which is freed by another pointer, which is invalid, we can say. It's not valid. Okay. So here Q is known as your dangling pointer because I have written free P. Now if I write free Q, then P is known as your dangling pointer. If I write free Q, okay, that is known as your dangling pointer. Okay. Now next one, smart pointer. Okay. Smart pointer. Let me clear it. Can anyone tell me what is a smart pointer? पढ़े होंगे आपने. What is a smart pointer? What is a smart pointer? Have any idea? It is not there in C. Okay. You know what it
Dynamic
where it is?
allocation.
Yes. Where it is there? Can anyone tell me?
So
It is there in
dynamic allocation to C++.
Yes. Okay, it is there in C++. But they expect that you should know at least the definition here of smart pointer. They accept. What is smart pointer? Because generally we write, someone have learned, suppose C++ in +2, or some colleges have C++ in non-CSIT student also. You had C++ in your course?
The first year.
Yes,
No,
sir.
sir.
Okay. Okay. Some student will have.
We will see.
Okay. So they expect that you should know at least the definition. Okay. So we can say that what is smart pointer? It is a pointer which manages the memory automatically. Remember the words I'm telling. It is a pointer which manages the memory automatically. Remember this term, manage. Manage the memory automatically. What do you mean by manage the memory automatically? Allocate and deallocate. Okay. Allocate and deallocate the memory automatically. So where it is used? In C++, when I'm creating a class, suppose class X is there. Suppose inside that we have a pointer is there, int star p. Have you remember what is constructor and destructor? What is constructor? Have you remember? You know, constructor is a function which has the name same as class name.
Yes,
Inside that, I can dynamically allocate the memory space. And you know, we can define a destructor with tilde. Okay. Suppose class name is XYZ. XYZ. Class name. Here the constructor name will be also XYZ. And we'll have a XYZ also. Those who know Java also, they know constructor. Okay. Now, inside that constructor, I can allocate the memory space for this P. And I'm not going to that because some students don't know this C++. Okay. So we can say that in constructor, I can allocate the memory space using new operator in C++. And in destructor, you can use delete to deallocate the memory space. Okay. Deallocate the memory space. So when the constructor will be called, when the object will be created, automatically the constructor will be called. And when the object will be out of the scope, the destructor will be automatically called. So forget about this thing because we are learning C now. If someone asks what is the definition of smart pointer, it is a pointer which manages the memory automatically. And best example is pointer to objects. Okay. Pointer to object, which will be manage the memory automatically. It will allocate and deallocate the memory automatically. Who will do it actually? Constructor and destructor is doing. When you create the object, automatically the constructor will be called and allocate the memory space. So remember what is pointer? Smart pointer. It is a pointer which manages the memory automatically. Remember the definition. Here now. If the interview they ask what is a smart pointer, it is a pointer which manages the memory automatically. Okay, manage memory means allocate and deallocate the memory space automatically. Okay. Now next concept on pointer. Constant pointer. Constant pointer. In the interview asks what is the difference between constant pointer and pointer to constant? Two different things. Remember, constant pointer and pointer to constant is two different things. Pointer to constant. They ask what is the difference between these two? ये बहुत बार पूछा गया इंटरव्यू में.
So
What is
pointer
constant?
constant keeps the memory location of a constant.
That is constant pointer.
That
You know,
is pointer of constant.
suppose I declared int star p is equal to ampersand x. Okay, suppose x is 10. Int x is equal to 10. Now through p I can access the value of x. How will I access it? I'll write printf percentage d star p. Yes or not? If I write printf percentage d star p, what is printed here? 10 will be printed. Now what is the star is known as here?
So dereference.
Dereferencing operator.
Yes, sir.
Or you can say in simple, it is value at address operator. Okay, value at address operator. मतलब p में जिसका एड्रेस है उसका वैल्यू, p में x का एड्रेस है तो x का वैल्यू, जब p में y का एड्रेस रहेगा तो y का वैल्यू दिखाएगा स्टार p. तो स्टार इज नोन एज इनडायरेक्शन ऑपरेटर और वैल्यू एट एड्रेस ऑपरेटर और डीरेफरेंसिंग ऑपरेटर आल्सो कैन से. Okay, indirect, okay, indirectly we are accessing the value of x through p. Okay, now if I write p is equal to, suppose there is another variable is there, int y is equal to 20. Now inside the program, can I write p is equal to ampersand y? Is there any problem if I write p is equal to ampersand y? No. पहले x को point कर रहा था. Now p can point to y also. Okay. Now p can point to y also. Now if I write print, same thing if I write after that. If I write here, what is printed now? 20 will be printed because p is now pointing to y here. Okay. Now instead of int star p, if I write int star constp, now what will happen? Here it will give an error. Okay. Now it will be an error. You know why it is an error here? Because when I add a constant keyword here, now p will always point to the memory location it is initialized to. It cannot point to any other memory location. Remember, if I write int star constant p is equal to ampersand x, okay, अगर मैं इसे नहीं लिखूंगा भी, only like this, and if I write p is equal to ampersand, ये भी नहीं होगा, p is equal to ampersand x, here the error will be there. Because I have not initialized it. Here the error will be there. When later it cannot be initialized. So this int star constant p, if I write ampersand x, now p will always point to x. It cannot point to any other memory location. It cannot point to any other memory location. Means I cannot write p is equal to ampersand y. I cannot write. Okay, it will give an error here. It will give an error. It cannot point to y. It will always point to x. Now can you tell me what is the definition of constant pointer? Can anyone tell me what is the definition?
Points to a constant memory location.
It is a pointer which always point to the memory location it is initialized to. मैं बोला ना, expression is important in the interview. उसको क्या चाहिए? Confidence. आप कितना आंसर confidently बोल रहे हो वो चाहिए उनको. So what is constant pointer? It is a pointer which always point to the memory location it is initialized to. It cannot point to any other memory location. Means when I write int star constant p is equal to ampersand x, that means p will always point to the location of x, address of x. It cannot store any address of any other memory location. Okay, that is constant pointer. But this is not pointed to constant. Remember. Okay. Now listen, what is pointed to constants here? Now instead of writing constant here, I change the position of constant. I'll write here constant int star p, or I can also write int constant star p. Same thing. Const int and int const, same thing. Is equal to ampersand x. Okay. Now here it will be not error. It will not an error. Now when I write constant int or int constant, मतलब स्टार से पहले अगर मैं constant यूज कर सकता हूं, अगर लिखता हूं constant before star, now this is pointer to constant, not constant pointer. If I use const after star, that is constant pointer. It will always point to the particular memory location it is initialized to. But what is pointer to constant? It can point to any location. It can point to x, it can point to y, it can point to any location. But what it points to, that will be a constant. What does this mean? You know, if I write star p is equal to 15, it will give the error. Star p. What is the star p representing here? Value of x. Okay. If I write here star p is equal to 15, because initially it is 10. Okay. When I write star p is equal to 15, it will give an error here. What is star p represent? The value. Value at address p. P में जिसका address है उसका value. Now if I write star p is equal to 15.
में जिसका address है.
P में जिसका address है. मतलब x. Okay.
अच्छा मतलब n का address.
हाँ, x का address you can say. Now if I write star p is equal to 15, that means the x value will not be changed here. X value will not be changed using that pointer. But you know that I can write x is equal to 30, no problem. But through pointer, I cannot change the value of x. Remember it. X can 30 I can write later. X is initially 10. I can write x is equal to 30 anywhere in the program. But when I write star p is equal to 15 or 30 or anything, it will give an error. Because it is a pointer to constant. So what is the definition of pointer to constant? You know, p can point to y also. It is not an error. But when I write after p is equal to star y, if I write star p is equal to 50, it will give an error. Mean the value cannot be changed. In constant pointer, the address cannot be changed. But in pointer to constant, the value cannot be changed. So what is the
Excuse me,
difference?
sir.
Yes.
Means that if we change the x equal to 30, then if we write star p equal to 30, then it will give error, sir.
Yes. If I write star p equal to 30, it will also give error. Because through pointer, I cannot change the value. Because it is a pointer to constant. So note down the definition what is pointer to constant. It is a pointer which can point to any location. Okay. But what it points to, the value of that location cannot be changed using that pointer. Pointer to constant can point to any location. But what it points to, the value of that location cannot be changed using pointer. Means I cannot write star p is equal to 30 or star p is equal to 50. But I can write y is equal to something else. X is equal to 30. But using that pointer, I cannot change the value. Using that pointer, I cannot change the value. I cannot assign the value. Okay.
So can you repeat the definition?
Note down the definition of pointer to constant. It is a pointer. It is a pointer which can point to any location. But the value of that location cannot be changed using that pointer. But the value of that location cannot be changed using that pointer. Okay.
And what was the definition for constant pointer?
Constant pointer is a pointer which always pointing to a memory location that is initialized to. It cannot point to any other memory location. It is a pointer which always points to the memory location it is initialized to. Means अगर p x को point कर रहा है तो x को ही point करेगा, y को नहीं कर सकता यहाँ पे. ये जो लिखा गया है यहाँ पे error आएगा. But pointer to constant में यहाँ पे error आएगा, यहाँ पे error आएगा. Value change नहीं कर सकते. p जिस लोकेशन को point कर रहा है उस लोकेशन का value.
Constant एकदम सामने होता है.
हाँ?
Pointer to constant में constant int star p लिखना होता है.
Either I can write constant int और int constant दोनों लिख सकते हैं. But constant pointer में star के बाद const रहता है, याद रखो. यहाँ पे star से पहले constant रहता है. ये दोनों सेम है. ये दोनों pointer to constant है. बट कांस्टेंट पॉइंटर क्या है, इसे लिखते हैं हम INT स्टार कांस्टेंट P, CONST. ओके,
हेलो सर।
यस
सर अब एक बार फिर से रिपीट कीजिए तो कांस्टेंट पॉइंट में क्या लिखना है सर?
कांस्टेंट पॉइंटर में
हाँ
देखो,
सर।
it is a pointer
Yes, sir.
which always points to the memory location it is initialized to. It is always point to the memory location it is initialized to. It cannot point to any other memory location.
ओके सर, ओके सर।
But pointer to constant क्या है? It is a pointer which can point to any memory location, but the value of that location cannot be changed using that pointer.
ओके सर, गॉट इट सर।
Okay, clear?
ओके
Sir,
Thank you,
can
today-
sir, can the value be changed in constant pointer?
A constant pointer, the value can be changed,
Okay, sir.
but the address cannot be changed, cannot point to any other location. Okay, so we'll have more concept in the next class. We'll have complex pointer declaration also, critical pointer declaration. We'll learn how to declare pointer to function, pointer to array of pointers.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Sir, when we are taking P equal to ampersand Y writing, why we are not giving int P star P like that
where?
in the P equal to ampersand Y?
Here, P is equal to ampersand Y.
Yes,
Because
sir.
you already declared here.
Means okay, sir. But if I declare character, then I have to write again, right?